Hi there. So, sorry if you can't really see me very well. I am just walking home. Did this really cool thing where I didn't get off my bus in time because I was out of it. And that's been a pretty big thing. I have no words. That's been happening lately. So, I don't know about you, but I've been pretty out of it. Struggling to keep words in my head, struggling to say what I really think, struggling to get words out of my head, and struggling with all the words that are just flying around in my head, the things or the ideas or, yeah. So when Mercury stopped, I felt myself stop. When it went into retrograde, I felt like I was going backwards. And my emotions are very much on the edge, which is okay. I'm an emotional person anyway, so, you know, may as well have it all out there. It's something that I found really interesting is that, so tonight I went to see one of my favourite bands that I've loved since I was little. You know, early 20s, maybe younger, actually younger than that, 15, so teenager. And my husband said, do you want me to get a babysitter? I'll come with you, because he liked them too. And I said, no, I really do just want to go by myself. Couldn't really work out why. Rocked up there tonight. I actually got to see one of my friends beforehand, which was really good because he's really spiritual, and I was telling him all the stuff I've been going through. And I've known him for about 10 years, so, you know, everything's out on the table. And I get to the gig, and I'm just chilling there, you know, don't know anyone, whatever. I'm in a state where I don't know anyone anyway, so just hanging out, having a drink. And I thought about, you know, why I like this band. And it's because a guy who I like, he was a friend. Didn't really like him romantically, but he was a friend, and, you know, he passed away when we were 15, and that was really hard. And we liked a lot of that same music, and, you know, we bonded with our music. You know, I borrowed CDs off him, and no sooner were we friends that he was killed in a car accident. So it was really hard. And then my ex, who I wasn't with him that long, but I really did love him. We just didn't really work out very well because he, wasn't very loyal. And that's okay, we were young. And I was really young, like I was only 18. He was like 23. But I always felt like he was a really important part of my life. And he has a really similar energy to my husband, so I'm not surprised. But, yeah, I actually felt him, he was 6'3", and I actually felt him stand behind me and put his hands on my shoulders. And I was like, hello? And, you know, it's so weird because for anyone who hasn't experienced, you know, just seeing a spirit or feeling them come in, it's like they're there, you know, their full energy's there, and you're like, hello? Are you there? Kind of, yeah, it's really intense. But I felt him stand behind me, and we had a bit of a conversation, and, you know, I was really grateful that he could be there, and really grateful that, you know, we could spend that time because, you know, he did mean something to me, and there's no doubt that those kind of relationships they, you know, stay with you. And, you know, when I was pregnant with my daughter, I found out that he'd committed suicide, and sadly enough, I was kind of surprised he'd lasted that long because I think he'd been through a really rough childhood, and I just was not surprised at all. But I was really sad because he was a really meaningful person in my life, and, you know, I got to see what it was like to have to be an adult, I guess, because I was still kind of living at home, and I was a bit of a kid, and, you know, he was kind of like this grown up. He was in a band and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But, just, that was the kind of company I had. And it was just, yeah, it was really nice. And I got really emotional because I guess it made me realise, you know, some of those times that I had were really dark. And they were really dark times. You know, I was experiencing bad thoughts and bad stuff from the age of 15. And it took till I was probably, you know, 28. Probably till I got pregnant with my daughter to actually be in a space of, okay, sober life and not hating myself. And, you know, they were really, really dark, twisted times in my life. And, you know, going to see a band who the music has just taken you to places and healed you in from spaces. And, you know, I got really, really teary because I was like, how beautiful to experience that, you know. And they've got older and we've got older, and it was just, it was really nice. And I did get really emotional because my brothers had gone in another state where they live, and, you know, I love this music with my brothers too. We all have the same taste in music, which I'm not really sure if that's very common among siblings, especially ones that, you know, my brother's 7 years younger than me, but he's like an old soul anyway. But yeah, so, you know, there's me like rocking out to some Swedish, you know, punk rock and getting really emotional because that's who I am. I'm a bit of a sensitive person, but yeah, I'm just got really grateful for having gone through some really fucking hard times. And, you know, I think sometimes, I was saying to my friend, sometimes I think these are hard times. You know, I'm like sober, I have a very good lifestyle, you know, I look after myself, and I'm like exhausted, and, you know, I'm emotional, and every day I'm like, where the fuck am I guess, like, you know, when I was depressed and anxious and in that really bad space, I was always just in that bad space. So yeah, now I'm like truly living this really intense life where I'm really glad because I'm opening up, and, you know, I'm really honest, and I'm just like, when I'm really stuck, I'm doing art, which is not something I usually do, or writing lots of poetry and putting lots of videos up and singing a lot, and just, I guess this is who I'm just meant to be. And the teenager who was, you know, a 15-year-old who lost her friend and her grandpa, who was really meaningful, just lost herself along the way big time. And it's really sad because, you know, there's probably a lot I could have done in that time, and I wasted a lot of it drinking and hating myself. And, you know, I'm really, really grateful that I met my husband and he let me into his life, because he could have easily not. And we both were so hurt by so much stuff that had happened to us that we were able to use each other to heal. And I think that's what a relationship's about. It's about you both opening up for healing and leaning on each other. And, you know, then we're able to have a beautiful daughter who really brought me out of it, because without her I wouldn't be sober. I wouldn't be where I am today, where I'm actually really paying attention to what's happening. And yeah, and I think what I was going to say was, with the new moon coming up, I'm really feeling like people are sad, and the land's sad, and the animals are sad, and, you know, I'm feeling so much pain. And I think that we really need to be wary about what we're doing and what we're putting out there. So, sorry, I think that we really need to start healing ourselves more and more, and filling ourselves with light, so that we can fill the earth with light, because we are the earth and the earth is us. So on that note, I'm going to leave you because I'm getting a really weird shadow of my phone. It's weird. But I just wanted, oh, that's better. I did actually just want to talk a bit about what happened tonight, because it was a pretty special moment. Yeah, I've had people come through, but to feel, you know, Brody come through was like, we used to go to a lot of those kind of gigs together, and you know, he probably was, he was definitely like, you know, the first guy I loved. So, you know, it was nice to be able to experience that. Yeah, so hope that you're okay and you're getting through these really turbulent days, like, I think the most important thing I keep getting through is just rest when you need to rest, and, you know, look after yourself, and just keep filling yourself with light when you can. Alright, I'll catch you later. Bye.